Hello, hello, friends. Today we have FOMO Sapiens by Ddraig. Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in each row, column, and 3x3 region. FOMO cages. Digits in a cage do not repeat and sum to the total in the top left corner of the cage where given, which is derived by possibly omitting digits and reading the remaining total left to right. Any digit which is omitted, I'm saying the words I'm reading. I don't think I'm retaining what's happening. It sums to the total in top left corner of the cage where given, that's normal, which is derived by possibly omitting digits and reading the remaining total left to right. Whoa. So like this 247, it might be like a 24 or a 27 or a 47. Any digit which is omitted from the total must appear in the cage. Oh, that's neat. No, it is allowed that no digits are omitted, and the clue simply indicates the cage's total. Example, a cage with 1, 2, 3 in the top corner may be a 12 cage including a 3, a 13 cage including a 2, a 23 cage including a 1, or a 3 cage including a 1 or a 2, or include 1, 2, 3 for any total. Oh, I could omit all of them and just make up my own number. Oh, wow. Okay, so I want to look at a couple of these to make sure I understand. So like a 247 was what I was looking at. There's no way that 3 cells are going to be 247, right? So I would have to omit something here. Maybe it's a 24 and I use a 7. Maybe it's a 47 and I use a 2. Maybe this sums to 7 and I use 2 and 4 in here. Or maybe it doesn't sum to any of these. I use a 2, 4, and 7 in here and it sums to what, 13? Wow. Oh, that's neat. There's a lot of cages here. Woo! All right, how do we want to get started? FOMO Sapiens. Feel like I'm missing out. As always, the link to this puzzle is in the description if you'd like to solve as well as a playlist for all the other Sudoku puzzles I've solved, and a form if you'd like to submit a puzzle for me to look at. If it's too tough and I can't solve it on my own, or I get really stuck for whatever reason, then I'll definitely look at it on stream sometime. So how do we want to get started? We don't have any given digits that are gonna pop out at me randomly halfway through the puzzle. I think I want to shade each of these just to be fun. We have a lot of cages and I want to make sure I'm seeing them all. So just to look cool, I think I want to shade these. Let's make this one red and this one can be yellow. This can be green. Oh, imagine I misclick and I ruined the rest of my solve because of that. That'd be kind of funny. This touches red and pink. Let's make it green. Need a new color here, a new color here. This sees red, orange, green. Let's make it blue. Let's make this one pink, and this one can be green. Okay, neat. Oh, there's some cool symmetry here with the non-caged cells. 13, 2, 5, 6, 2, 4, 7, 31. 135, 14, 278, 15. This is all addition, right? It's not addition or multiplication. I think it's all addition. None of these jump out at me immediately. This one doesn't have anything. This one doesn't have anything. These are all pretty big where I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get 199 off of 3 cells. So I definitely have to omit something. Let's just start in the top left corner, I think. 13. Oh, well, this could be 13. I could do like 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7. Or it could be a 3 where I have to use a 1. It's not going to be a 1. Or it could be a 4 and I put 1 and 3 in here. Okay, lots of options there. Lots of options. 256. What's the biggest 3 cells can be? 9 plus 8 plus 7 is 24. Ooh. That's interesting, actually. So the smallest, okay, 256 is not an option. The smallest 2-digit number I could get with this would be 25, which is not possible because 987 does not sum to 25, and I also would have to use a 6, so it'd be even smaller. So that also means 26 and 56 are not going to work. This is going to have to be a 1-digit number, which would have to be a 6, but then I would have to use a 2 and a 5. To get 6, which doesn't work. Oh, I can omit all of them, can I? Yeah. Okay, so 3-digit 256 does not work. 2-digit of 25 at the smallest is not an option. So then I have to go to 1-digit number. There's no way these 3 cells can sum to 2 or 5 or 6, because with 6 I would have to use a 2 and a 5. So this, I'm omitting all of the digits, meaning I have to put 2, 5, 6 in here. And this cage is actually going to sum to 13. Oh, that's neat. Okay, so that also means I can't use 2, 5, or 6 in any of these cells. What can I do with that? That's interesting. That's fun, because it means 2 cannot be omitted in here. If I omitted the 2, I would have to put it in this cell, and in this cage, and I can't do that because of this. So let's look at this one. 247 is not possible. I do know that 789 sums to 24, which would be an option. I could do 24, and this would be 789. Those digits are still okay. If I wanted to do 27, that does not work. I can't make this big enough with needing to use a 4. I also... Oh, I did say when I was looking at this before the puzzle that I could do 7 and do 1, 2, 4, but I can't do that anymore because I can't use a 2. Okay, so I looked at these in a good order, I think. I think this will have to be 24. This will have to be 789. That's my only option left. Knowing that I have to use the 2. Okay, fun. Well, I know what these are. This is going to have to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What can I do with that? This could be a 1 if the total is a 3 and I do 1, 2. Then a 2 would just go there, and that's fine. This could be a 3 and a 1 if I omit both digits. This could be a 4 if the sum is 13 and I do 4 and 9. All of those are an option. This is blank. Let's look at 31. There's no way I want to actually do 31, right? That's way too big. There's no way I want to do 1. That's too small. 3 would be an option if I go 1, 2. Or omitting both of them and doing 1, 3 is also an option. But I don't think there's any way this is a 4. I could do 3 and do 1, 2. I could omit both of them and do 1, 3, 1, 3. 1, 3, 3, 1. Okay. So this is a 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow, this is cool. Okay, 135 is not going to be possible in 5 cells. Can I do 13 in 5 cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10. I would have to use a 5. So just for example's sake, maybe this is a 5, and these 4 need to sum to 8 now. The smallest that 4 cells can be is 10. So that's not going to work. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15, not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15 at a minimum. That makes more sense. So 13 doesn't work. What about 15? If I do 15 in 5 cells and I have to use a 3, that's fine, because I would just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a way I could do 35 and I have to use a 1? 9 plus 8 plus 7 is 24. Plus 6 would be 30. Plus 5 is 35. But needing to use a 1 means that I'm not going to be able to get 35. It is possible I omit all of these and I use 1, 3, and 5 and 2 other numbers in here. That last part, or include 1, 2, 3 for any total in the rules, is going to make me second guess all of these, because I'm going to say, what if I just omit all of them? Okay, but I need to remember it's an option. I think I still have too many options for this. 13 doesn't work. Okay, 135 does not work. 13 does not work. 15, an option. 35, not an option. I can't just do 1, 3, or 5, but I could omit all of them. Okay, so I'm down to 2 options. I omit all of them. I use 1, 3, and 5. Or I do 15 and I use a 3. Either way, I can't use a 3 here. That's interesting. Either way, I have to use a 3 in this cage, don't I? 13 doesn't work. 35 did not work. It's too big. 15 is an option, and I use a 3. Or I omit all of them, and I use a 1, 3, 5. Either way, I can't use a 3 here. I don't think I want to pencil corner mark that all of these, I need to use a 3. I kind of do, though. Okay. I need to use a 3 in here, meaning I can't use a 3 here, I can't use a 3 here, I can't use a 3 here. what I should pencil my options for this. If this is a 1, this could be a 2 or a 3. Because either this is a 3 and so I use 1 and 2, or I omit both of these and do 1, 3. I know I can't use a 3 here anymore. So if it's a 1, it's because this is a 3 and I do 1, 2. If this is a 3, it's because I'm omitting both of these and this is a 3 and a 1. If it's a 4, it's because I'm getting 13, so this would be a 9. Okay. Next. So far, there's not a digit that I have to use in here. I just know that I can't use 3s here. This could still be a 3 because I might put a 3 here. Okay, 14. I could do 14 in 3 cells. That would be fine. I could also think about 14 and 13, what this would need to be. 14 and 3 cells would be fine. I don't want to do just 1 or just 4, but maybe I omit both and I use a 1 and a 4. I can't omit both and use a 1 and a 4 because if I don't use a 4 or a 1 here, this would have to be a 3 and this is a 1. So I am going to get 14 here. Okay, 14 and 3 cells. I think I have a ton of options. But I am definitely getting 14 here. I am definitely getting 14 here. I think I somehow want to mark. There aren't any digits that I have to use. I mean, this could be 4, 9, or it could be 3, 1. There isn't a specific digit that I have to use here or here, but I know this whole thing's going to be 14. If this is 14 and this is only 3, that's only 17. 45 minus 17, minus 10 to be 35, minus 7 is 28. Can I get 28 in 4 cells? Yes, because 6, 7, 8, 9 is 30. So that is fine for this to be a 3 and this to be a 14. I will come back, but this is definitely going to sum to 14. I don't know what cells with yet. I'm going to skip the 278 for now and look at 15. This might have been a better start because I'm more limited here. Like, I'm definitely using a 1. Remind myself, this isn't 31. This could be a 3 and it could be 1, 2, or I could omit both and use a 3 and a 1 here. This is 1, 2, or 3, 1. Okay, definitely using a 1. Okay, 15. I could get 15 in 3 cells. If I omit one of these, I can't get just 1 or just 5 in 3 cells, so I would have to omit both and do 1, 5, which is not possible because I have to use a 1 here. I'm going to mark it like that. So I know that I have to get 15 here. Maybe I can do something here. If I know this is 15 and I know this is 14, that's 29. These 3 cells need to sum to 16. 14, 15, 16. What can I do with that? Possibly nothing yet. I don't have enough digits. Okay. Maybe if I know I have to use 1, let's look vertically, like at this. 1, 3, 4. I cannot get 134. I know I can't use a 1 in here, so I need to use a 1 in the total. So this is either 13 or 14. It won't be just 1. 13, using a 4 would be fine. 4, 3, 6 or something. 13 or 14 using a 3 would also be fine. But I can't use a 1. So this is either 13 or 14. I don't think I know enough. Ooh, wait. This is only a 1, 2. I need to come back to this. I missed this. If I were to do 15, then I would have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and I leave no option for myself here. So this is not 15. I think I need to omit all of these and use a 1, 3, and 5 in here. Those are my only options, right? If it was 15 or I omit all of them and use 1, 3, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would break this. So I need to use a 1, 3, and 5 for sure. Meaning this can't be a 1. It's going to be a 2, and this is going to be a 1. So this won't be a 1. 2 means this can't be a 2. This also can't be a 1 because of this. So this ends up being a 9, meaning this has to be a 4. This is now a 3, so none of these can be 3. Okay, 3 either goes here or here, which means one of these will use a 3. Okay. What else do I know? 9, 2, 5, and 6. 1, 3, 5. 1 can't be used anywhere in here anymore, or anywhere up here. I can't use a 3 at all for this. That might be interesting. Let's maybe look at 15 if I can't use a 1 and a 2, or 14 if I can't use a 4 and a 9. And I could also only use 2 digits from 2, 5, 6. That's also important. This total could be anything as long as I'm using a 1, 3, and 5. Okay. What else? 1, 3, 5, and there's also 4 more digits. I need to use a 4 in this row. I need to use a 6 in this row somewhere. I need to use a 7 and an 8 somewhere. Okay. I'm not too worried about that, but I'm definitely using a 1, 3, 5 in here. That's important. Let's see. One of these will be a 1 or a 5 because I have to use a 3 out here, so I can only use one more of 1 or 5, but that's fine, I'll leave it. Let's look at 15 if I can't use a 1 or a 2. This could go 3, 4, 5. And that sums to 12. So that's small and that's fine. I do have some space to work with on that. Not using a 1 or a 2 seems totally fine. 14, not using a 4 or a 9. I could use an 8 and a 1 and a 5. And again, that seems fine. Okay, that's not as restricted as I thought then. What about if this is 13 and this is 14 for sure? That's 27. So these 4 cells, 45 minus 27. 45 minus 20 is 25, minus 7 is 18. These 4 cells need to sum to 18. Is that math right? Yeah, that's smaller than I expected. 4 cells that sum to 18. Maybe that... if this is 2 and 5, then this would need to sum to 11. I don't think I'm really worried about that. I think that's fine. Okay. Let's keep going then. I think these are all good things to think about. I just don't think I needed to look at them yet. 18. Could I get 3 cells to sum to 18? Yes, that is fine. That's doable. Could I do 1? No. Could I do 8 in 3 cells? Yes. Even if I can't use a 4, the 3 cells could be 1, 2, 5. That would work. Could I omit both of them and just put a 1 and an 8 in here? Yes, I could. Okay, I have options there. 278 maybe, if I can't use a 3. It's not going to be 278. 27, again, 5 cells feels like kind of a lot to look at right now. It won't be 78. It could be 27 or 28. It's not going to be 2 or 7 or 8. I could omit all of them and use 278 in here. Okay. I want to do more with... I know I can't use a 1 or a 2 in here or in here. Let's look at this one again. I know it's not going to be 134. 13 if I don't use 1 and 2. The smallest this would be 3, 4, 5, which is 12. So I could do like 3, 4, 6. And 13 would work if I use a 4. Same reason 14 would work. I can't do just 1 or just 3 or just 4. And I also can't omit all of them because I can't use a 1. So this has to be 13 or 14. That sounds familiar. I think I did that already. This has to be 13 or 14. I'm definitely using a 3 or a 4. 13 would make this 4. And then 2 numbers that sum to 9. I can't do 1, 8, 2, 7, or 4, 5. It would have to be 3, 6. So 13 would be 4, 3, 6. Or 14 would have to use a 3. And then 2 numbers that sum to 11. I can't do 2, 9. I can't do 3, 8 again. I could do 4, 7. Or 5, 6. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6 are my options. Definitely using a 3 or a 4. Did both of those situations use a 3? If this is 13, I do 3, 4, 6, which uses a 3. That's my only option for this. If it's 14, then I have to use a 3 because that's what I'm omitting. So I have to use a 3 here. Where does 3 go in here then? Here's somewhere. Okay. But then I had options. I didn't have to use a 4, for example. Okay, because I could just 3, 5, 6. This doesn't have a total. 10? Okay, wait, this is good. I can't do just 1, I can't do just 0. I can't omit both of these and use a 0 in here, so this is gonna have to sum to 10. I can't use a 3, but I could do 1, 9, 2, 8, 4, 6. But this is definitely 10. Okay. 16. I can't do 1. I could do 6, I could do 1 and 5. Or I could omit both of them and do 1, 6. I could do 16 and do 9, 7. Maybe I should look for more, instead of going one by one, just look for more where they have to work a certain way. 134 could be 13, could be 14, could be 4, and I use 1, 3. I can't omit all of them. I could do 4 and I do 1, 3. Could be 13 and I do 4, 9. Could be 14. It can't be 14 because I can't do 3 and 11. Can't do 34. So this is either 1, 3 or 4, 9. Those are my only options there. Okay. 18. I kind of looked at this one before. I could do 8 and I could do 1. I would need 7 more. So like 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 4. I can't do. 1, 2, 5 would work. Or I just need to get 18, which is also totally an option. 8, 3, and 7. Okay. 16. Again, I could do 1 and 5 and get 6. I could do 9 and 7. This doesn't have a total. 1, 6, 9. If I got 19, I could do 6, 5, and 8. If 16 and I have to use a 9, would be like 9, 2, 5, something like that. Oh, I have a lot of options for these. I could do 9 and I could do 1, 2, and 6. Okay. 199. I'm definitely going to have to use at least 1, 9 in here. That's interesting. Because there's no way I can get 99. So I'm definitely omitting a 9. So one of these cells is definitely a 9. That's good. And I think it's going to happen over here where one of these is definitely an 8. There's no way I can get 188. Nowhere I can get 88. So one of these is definitely an 8. And I also have to use an 8 in the total because I can't omit both of them. Oh, double digits are good. So 18 with an 8 would just mean the other two sum to 10. 4 and 6, 1 and 9, 3 and 7. But definitely using an 8 and definitely using a 9 are important. I can't omit all of these. So the sum is definitely 19. I can't do just 9 because I'm using a 9. So I'm definitely getting 19 here. Which means 9 and then 2 numbers that sum to 10. I can't do 1, 9. I can't do 2, 8. It would be 3, 7 or 4, 6. And then these two are 9. This can't be a 4. Okay. 8 to get 18. One of them definitely is an 8. And then I can't do 1, 9. I can't do 2, 8. So this would be 3, 7 or 4, 6. This can't be a 3. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. I'm definitely using a 1 and a 2 in here. And a 5. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe I do want to look at this again. This is a kind of small number. Let's keep going, maybe. 38. I can't get 38 in 2 cells. I can't do just 3 because I would have to use an 8. I can't do... Oh, I could do 8. If this is 3, 5, is it possible to use 3 and 5 in here to get 8? If I don't use a 3 here, then I'll just use a 3 over here, and that's fine. No, I want to leave the 9 there, but the 8 is kind of given. This is either 3, 5 or 3, 8, but I'm definitely using a 3. I believe. I can't get 38. I can't do 3. If I were to get 8, this would make this 3, 5. If I were to omit both digits, this becomes 3, 8. Yes. So this can't be 3 and 7. It's going to be 9, 4, and 6. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That means I need to take 6, 4, not 7, 4, and 9 out of here. There wasn't a 9 already. This is going to be 3, 7, 8. I don't know more than that right now, but that's okay. One of these is definitely a 3. It's 3, 5 or 3, 8. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 5. I can't use a 6 in this row anymore. That's fine. One of these is definitely a 3. 7 was an option here still. That's okay. Let's look at this. I can't do 137. If I were to omit a 3, it goes over here. 17 would mean this is a 3. Let's start at 13. If I were to do 13, I would have to use a 7. So this would be 7 and then 2 numbers that sum to 6. Like maybe 7 goes here and this is 1 and 5. Or 2, 4. 4 could go out here. Okay, I have some options. If this was 17 and I have to use a 3, it would just be a 3 and then 2 numbers that sum to 14. That's fine. What if I omit all of these and I do 1, 3, 7? 3 would have to go over here. 1 would have to go in here with 7, but that's fine. I think that's an option still. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this one. 1, 2, 3, 6. Oh. I can't do 1,236. I can't do 123. I'm gonna have to get this down to a 2-digit number. I can't omit all of these because there's only 3 cells here. A 2-digit number. What if I did 12 and then I had to use a 3 and a 6? 12 won't work with 3 and 6 because I would have to use another 3. Would 13 work if I have a 2 and a 6? That's 8. It would be 2, 6, and 5. How did that happen? 13 works if this is 2, 6, and 5. That's an option. This can't be a 2 or a 5. So this would be a 6. If I do 16 and I have to use a 2 and a 3, that does not work. If I try to do 16 and I have to use a 2 and a 3, that does not work because that would give me 11 left over in one cell, which is not an option. If I omit a 1 and I do 23, where I have to use a 1 and a 6, that's way too big. I can't do that. 26, having used 1 and 3, that doesn't work. I could do 6, and this is 1, 2, 3. This can't be a 1 or a 2. This would be a 1 or a 2. This can't be a 3. So my options are 6 and 2, 5, or 3 and 1, 2. I'm definitely using a 2 in here. I think those are the only options. 12, 13, 16. I couldn't do 23, can't do 26, definitely can't do 36. I could do 1 digit and I could make it 6, and then I'm omitting the 1, 2, 3, so I put it in here. I think that makes sense. So the option was 13, where I use a 6 and a 2, and a 5. It's either 6 or 13. Okay. But I'm definitely using a 2. Can I do something with that? It means a 2 goes here or here. Okay. That might come in handy. This is either a 3 or a 6. Okay. I had lots of options here. Let's look at 365. Would it be possible at this point to omit all of them? 5 would have to go here or here. 3 would have to go here. 6, I have more options. What if I was trying to get 36? The biggest that 5 cells can be is 35. And that's if I do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So I have to use a 6 in here. I'm definitely using a 6 no matter what. Okay, that's good to think about. I could either do 35 or I omit all of them. Either 35 and I use a 6, or I omit all of them and I do 3, 5, 6 in here somewhere with other things. Since I have to use a 6 somewhere, if I omit all of these and I have to use a 3, one of the 3 or 6 would have 3 can't go here, 3 can't go here, so this would have to be a 3, meaning this would be a 6 and this would be a 6. That seems fine. It's good to think about, I think. Okay, definitely using a 6. Let's go back up through the puzzle now with like these digits that I know about and see if I can do something. What I want to look at, this is anything. It sees a 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 and a 6. Okay. This 7, 8, 9. I didn't get a whole lot of digits placed. Should I look at this again? 18. If I can't use a 4, 9, and 6. That seems fine. What if I put an 8 in here? And then 2 numbers that sum to 10. I can't do 4, 6. It would be 3, 7, 8. Can't do a 3. Oh, is 18 possible? How do I get 18 without using 3, 4, 6, and 9? That's actually important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't use a 3, a 6, a 4, or a 9. And then I also can't use both 5 and 8. If I'm trying to get 18, if I used a 1, that's not possible. A 2 would not be possible. 1 would mean I have to use a 9, and 2 would mean I have to get 16 off of the other numbers, which also wasn't possible with what I had. So it would be stuck being 5, 7, 8, which is not possible with this, even mathematically. So I'm either omitting both the 1 and the 8, or this sums to 8, but either way I'm using a 1 here. It's either 1, 8 something, or 1, 2, 5, I believe is the only option. If I'm trying to get 8 and I use a 1, and then I have to get 7. Can't do 1, 6. 2, 5 would be 1, 2, 5 would be an option. 3, 4 I can't do. So this is either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 8 something. But this can't be a 1 anymore. What was this about? This would be a 1 if I was trying to get 4 and I did 1, 3, right? Can I take 3 out of here now? All of my options here. If I'm trying to get 13, it's 4, 9. If I'm trying to get 14, that doesn't work. 134 is not an option. This was either 1, 1, 3 or 4, 9. So if I take a 1 out of here, I can take a 3 out of here. Okay. What do I want to look at next? There's some of these I skipped because I decided I had way too many options. Like 278. What if I wanted to do 27? I would have to use an 8. Is there any number that I can't use in any of these? A 3. That seems fine. Am I overlooking something else easy? 16. What if I do 9, 7? Seems fine. What if I do 1, 5? I mean, seems fine. Is there a set vertically? I kind of have like a 1, 5, 1, 2, 5. A 1 goes here somewhere. A 1 actually can't go here. More with this sums to 3. This definitely sums to 15. So this is 18. So what do these 4 cells need to be? I need 7 more to get a 5 in a 1's place. 27. This needs to be 27. That is pretty big for 4 numbers. Is there any way I could use a 3? If this was all 7, 8, 9, then this could be a 3. Is it possible for this to all be 7, 8, 9? If this was also a 7, 8, 9. Maybe I should think about 27 for all of this. If this is only 7, 8, that's only 15. This would have to be 12. 9 and 3. So it would be 7, 8, 9, 3. Oh, I can't use a 9 here. Okay. If I need this to be 27, I have to use a 9 in here somewhere, right? The next 4 biggest digits would be 8, 7, 6, and 5, which does not sum to 27. 8 and 7 is 15, plus 6 is 21. That's only 26 with a 5. So one of these has to be a 9. This won't be a 9. So what I can narrow this down more. 7, 9 would make this 16, so this would have to be 11. Without using a 7 or a 9. This would be a 3 and an 8, or a 5 and a 6. This can't be a 3. This also can't be a 5 because of this. If this was 8 and 9, that's 17, so I need this to be 10. 10 without using an 8 or a 9. I can't do 1, 9 or 2, 8. 3, 7. or 4 and 6. 8, 9, 4, and 6. That was way more options than I wanted, I think. I know I'm omitting all the digits and I have to use 1, 3, 5 in here. One of these is definitely a 3. I know that I have to use a 9 here. This is either a 7 or an 8. Did I get anything vertically that tells me about that? Being able to do 8, 9 here and this being a 4, 6 threw off all of the options. I need a way to say that this can't be 4, 6. What does that break? This is a 3. I do a 1 and a 5 in here, so a 5 goes here. Okay. Oof. $14 and $13 means this is 27, and so this needs to be 18. $18. If this is 2, 5, then this sums to 11. Not being able to use 9, 4, 2, and 5 to get 11. I can't do 5, 6. I can't do 4, 7. I could do 3, 8. If this is 2, 5, this could be an 8. This would be a 3. Okay. Is that the only option? If this is 2, 5, this is 11. Can't do 5, 6, can't do 4, 7, could do 3, 8, can't do 2, 9. If this is 2 and 6, this needs to sum to 10. I can't do 1, 9. I can't do 2, 8. I could do 3 and 7. I could not do 4 and 6. If this is 5 and 6, that's 11. This would have to sum to 7. 5 and 6 would mean I can't do 1, 6. I can't do 2, 5. I can't do 3, 4. That wouldn't work. So I have to use a 2 here. Okay. And the only option was this for beta 3, right? Oh, did that actually get narrowed down a lot? I think I can only do this with a 3. 2 and 5 means this is 7 and this has to be 11. 3 and 8 was my only option. I can't do 2, 9. I could do 3, 8. I can't do 4, 7. I can't do 5, 6. So this would be a 3. If this was 2, 6, that's 7. For 18, this would have to be 11. That's my only option. If this was 2, 6, and this is 4, 9, and I need to get 11 here, I can't do 5, 6. I can't do 4, 7. I could do 3, 8. I can't do 9 and 2. My math was bad the first time. 2, 6 means 8, so this would be 10, so it'd be 3, 7. Okay. If this is 2, 6, and this is 8, if I do the math correctly, then this needs to be 10. I can't do 1, 9. I can't do 2, 8. I could do 3, 7. But either way, this is a 3. We should take an option out of here. Ooh, I'm not sure what this went with. I feel like I had a lot of options for this, and I might just want to remove these. I feel like this one made more sense. I do need to use a 3 in here. Can I do something with that? Now that I know this is a 3. This is trying to get 15. So if one of these is a 3, the other two need to sum to 12. I wouldn't want to use a 1 and a 2 anyways. I can't do a 3, 9. 4 and 8. This could be 3, 4, 8. This could be 3, 5, and 7. That's the only way that's gonna work. It depends on what this is, but I've definitely used 7 and 8. So this can't be 7, 8. This sees 1, 2, 3. It could be a 4. It can't be a 5. It could be a 6. It can't be a 7, 8, or 9. This has to be just a 4 or a 6. Okay. Whatever 7, 8 goes down here is also this 7, 8 and would also be this 7, 8. So these two are the same. I need to use a 1 in this region. So I'm going to have to use a 1 here or here. And then the other two need to sum to 13. I can't do 4 and 9. I could do 5, 8. Does that break this? What if I do 1, 5, 8 or 1, 6, 7? This was 3 and 12. Do these options work together? If I did 5, 8, and I take 5 and 8 out of here, I'm left with 3, 4, 7, which does not sum to 15. Which is what I'm trying to get, right? Yes. Okay, so I don't want to do 1, 5, and 8. I would want to do 1, 6, and 7. Okay, so these are not 6. That's helpful. That's nice. 7, 8 means this is an 8, which this was the same number as this if I'm not using 7 here. And I have to use a 3. The other two numbers need to sum to 12. I'm not doing 7, 5. I'm doing 3, 4, 8. So it's not a 4, it's a 6. What else do I have? This needed to be an 8. Because I'm using an 8 here for sure, so these will not be 8. So this will be 8, 7, 9. I think I could have done way more up here the first time, and I didn't realize. Definitely. 7, 9, 3, 4, 8. I can say what this is. It's gonna be a 5. Meaning these won't be 5. I will be using a 1 in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then I also just know what these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 6 will not go here anymore. 5 won't go here anymore. Okay, what was this? If this is not a 5, if this was a 3, oh, what was happening here? I needed to use a 2 for sure. This was either 13 or 16 that I was doing. Oh no, it was either 6, and this is a 1, 2, 3. The 5 was for if, oh, 16 using a 2 and a 3 wasn't possible. 13 using a 2 and a 6 with a 5 was an option. I don't think taking 5 out of here removes any options. Okay. 6 can't be used here anymore. 1, 2 can't be used here anymore. 4, 9, and 7 doesn't change anything. 8 and 3. Okay. This can't be a 3. So this can only be a 4 or a 9, meaning I am getting to 13. This is going to be 4, 9. 4, 9, 4, 9. Maybe I want to look at this again. 4, 9 means I can't use a 4 here. I still have lots of options. This was a wild one to pencil. I don't know if that was necessary. There's a lot of options here still. 4, 8, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7 seems like a lot of options actually. Okay. My options for 16, if this were to be 16, I could not do 9 and 7. So I actually can't do 16 anymore. So this would have to be a 6 with a 1 and a 5. Or I omit both of them and I use a 1 and a 6 in here. But either way, I'm definitely using a 1. So this won't be a 1. All right. Um, I need to use either a 5. I'm using a 1 and then either a 5 and an 8. And there's some number that I'm also definitely using. A 2, it looks like. I need to put a 2 in here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a 1 and a 2 for sure. And then also a 5 or an 8. I feel like I should be able to narrow that down. Well, if it's an 8, then I do 1, 2, 5. If I omit both the 1 and the 8, then I just use a 1 and an 8 and a 2. That's fine. That's actually fine. I'm definitely using a 2 here, so I'm not using a 2 here. Can I do something with that? I am using a 2 here. Specifically here. I think I knew that already, but I didn't mark it. 16. This could be a 9, 7 if I put 9 here and 7 here. Or it could be, oh, I can't use a 1 in here, so I can't make it 1, 6 or 1, 5. It actually needs to be 16, so this does need to be 9 and 7. Meaning this will be a 4 and this will be a 9. Meaning this won't be a 9. This will be a 9 and this will be a 4. Okay, 9 and 7. I can't make this a 7. And there's probably more here. I kind of want to take out the pencil marks on this one. This was a lot of options. 13 would be 4 and then 9. Oh, actually 9, 9. I need to use a 9 down here somewhere. Can I do something with that? That might be more likely. Let's look at this one. 16 would be 9 and then 2 numbers that sum to 7. Actually, I want to look at this 10. I don't know anything about this row, but I do know stuff here. So this has to be 10 because I can't omit a 0 and put a 0 in here. And I also can't omit a 1 and get 0. So this has to sum to 10. I can't do 1, 9. I could do 2, 8. I can't do 3, 7. I could do 4, 6. If this was not a 6 and this was not a 4. So 2, 8 or 4, 6. Oh, that wasn't as limited as I thought. I do need to use a 2 in here somewhere. 2, 8 or 4, 6. This one, I can't do 137. If I did 13 and I had to use a 7, the other two would sum to 6. 7, 1, 5. I can't do 7, 2, 4. 7, 3, and 3 would not be an option. So if this was 13, this would be 7, 1, and 5. That breaks this now. Ooh, nice. So I can't do 13 at all. Could I do 17? I would have to put a 3 here. And then the other two would sum to 14. I can't do 5 and 9. I can't do 6 and 8. I can't do 7 and 7. So that also doesn't work. I can't make this 7 using a 1 and a 3. So I have to omit all of them, 1, 3, and 7. I'm already using a 3 here, so this becomes a 3. Nice. This becomes a 1, 7. This is a 6 now, so these are not 6. This is a 6. This can't be 1, so this ends up being a 6, a 2, and a 5, which gives me 13. 1, 3 using a 2 and a 6. Perfect. 1 and 7. If this is not a 3, then this is a 3. What else did I get with this? 5 and 8. I'm still either using a 5 or an 8 here. Oh, this is a 5, so this is an 8. Meaning this is not 8. It is just 1, 2, 5. 1, 7 means I can just say what these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like. I do not have roping down here. What is this? Hope maybe a 3, 7, 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. This is also getting limited. This is getting fun. 2, 5, 2, 5. This is a 7. This can't be a 7. It's a 1, so this is a 7. 1 means this is a 6 and this is a 1. 2, 5, 2, 5 means I can say what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Cool. Left side of the grid is more filled in now, which is neat. Did a 3 clear anything up here? Not yet. It means that in this region I need a 3 here or here, which might be neat. It means I need to use a 6 here. It means that this cannot be a 6. What was happening here? This is either a sum of 6 and I do 5 and 1, or this is omitting both 1 and 6 and this is 1 and 6. 5 and 1 or 1 and 6. This can't be a 6 either. 1 and 5. Meaning this can't be a 5. 1. Excuse me, this can't be a 6 anymore. So this is 2, 8, 2, 8 for sure. Meaning this won't be a 2. 1 and 5 means this won't be a 5. Wow, I have all these pencil marks. 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 1, 5. 5 needs to come out of here also. 1, 3, 7, 8, 3, 4, 8, 2, 8, 7, 9. 5. Oh, this is a 2. This is an 8. This is a 2. This is too many pencil marks, dare I say. 3, 7, 7, 9, 3, 4. This is a 3, 4, 7, 9. That's crazy. 5, 6, and 2. 4, 9, 4, 8, 7, 8. Okay. 4, 9, 1, 2, 5. 2, 5. 3, 6, 1, 5. Cool. What other places did I kind of... This doesn't have a total, this doesn't have a total. I might need to finally look at one of these. These cells are really limited, actually. 4, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be a 6. 7, 8, 9. I might be able to work... Like, I have to use a 3 in this total because I can't use a 3 in here. 6. This can't be an 8. This can't be a 9. I can't use both a 4 and a 9. Something with that. Okay. If this was... I already have a 6, so that might be helpful. I can't do 365. If it was 36, this would have to be a 5. And this is a 6 already, so this is 11. 36 minus 11 would mean this has to sum to 25, which is not going to happen. 7, 8, 9 doesn't sum to 25. So it's not going to be 36. What if it's 35? I've already used the 6. So that would mean these 4 have to sum to 29. The biggest this could be is a 5. The biggest this could be would be 7, 8, 9. Which is... I lost place. 7, 8, 9 would be 24. Plus a 5 that I have to use would be 29. This would be 35. That does work. If this is a 5, this is 7, 8, 9. This is a 4. That does work if this were to be 36. Can I omit all of them? No, because I can't use a 3 in here. I don't want it to be 65. I think my only option is for this to be 35. This has to be a 5. And this has to be a 7, 8, 9. That's the only way the math works. Okay, cool. Meaning this is a 2, so this is a 5, and this is a 2. That's fine. I have 3 and 6 here. I have 1 and 5 here. This is still a 1, 2, 5. This is a 7, 8, 9. 9 and 9. That's fine. 5 and 5. Okay. 2, 7, 8. For some reason, the vertical throws me off. Like, I feel like this is going to be harder because it's vertical, even though it's the exact same as 5 digits here. This is not going to be 278. If it was 27, could I use an 8 in here? Actually, I need to use an 8 right here. Sudoku. Okay. So I could use an 8 to answer the question. Maybe I have more limitations. 1s down here somewhere. 2s I don't know anything about, but 3s I definitely need to use a 3 here. 4 I can take a 4 out of here. 5 I already have in here. 6. Let's see, a 7 has to go down here. 8 I've used, 9 I've used. A 2 has to go down here. Okay. $27, if this were to be an 8, then this needs to sum to 19. I still think I have too many options. I still think I should come back to this one. There's got to be more narrowing down I can do still. This is definitely a 147. This is definitely a 259. This is definitely a 348. This has to have less options now. This row, 36. Sorry, 36. These two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I definitely have to use a 7 here. I don't know where it goes yet, but this is a 3, 6, and 7. This can't be a 6, so it's a 3, 7. There's got to be something here. 3, 6, 7. I don't know. Okay. 3, 7, 3, 7, 8. Is there a digit I haven't used in here yet? Where does a 1 go? 1 has to go here or here. This has to be a 9. I can't use 7, 9 in this row anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This sums to 13. Three, 4, 7, 8, 9. 9 has to be one of these. 3, 4, 7, 9. That sounds familiar. Can I do more with 1s? I don't think so. Okay, I cannot omit all 1, 3, and 4. Because I can't use a 1 and a 4. So this is either 13 or 14. It can't be 34. It can't be just 1, just 3, or just 4. If this was 13, I would have to use a 4 somewhere. And I can't do that. So this has to be 14, and I have to use a 3 somewhere, meaning this would have to be a 7. One of these has to be a 3. 14 using a 3 would mean the other two sum to 11. Yes. I can't use a 1. I can't do 2, 9. I can't do 3, 8. I can't do 4, 7. It has to be 3, 5, 6. Okay. This is a 4, meaning this is an 8. Look at that. Four, 3, this becomes a 9, and this becomes a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Means this is a 4 and this is a 9. 3, 5, 6, 1, 5. 3, 6, 3, 6. 3, 6, 3, 6. Digits don't repeat in cages, but all of these are horizontal or vertical cages, so I already have to follow Sudoku rules for that, so that's fine. 1, 6, 9. Let's look at this. I'm not going to omit all 1, 6, and 9. I have used a 9. Do I want this to be 16? A 9 would mean the other ones are 7, so this would be 4 and 3, which is an option. If I have to omit one of these digits, it could be the 9. If it's a 1 or a 6, the 1 or the 6 would have to go here, and I can't use a 6, so it would have to be a 1, and we would be trying to get 69 with only 3 cells. And we're not summing to 9 or 1 or 6 individually. So yes, I think this is 16 with a 9 here as the digit we're omitting, and then we still need 7. So this is a 4 and this is a 3. Okay, meaning this is a 6, this is a 3. So this is a 6, and this is not a 3 or a 6, it's a 5. So this is a 3. 5 makes this a 1 and this a 5. I don't have a total here. 2, 5, and 1 works for 8, which is perfect. 5, nope, just kidding, I already took that out. 7, 9, and 1, 2, 5. 2, 9, 1, 2, 7, 9, 6, 3, 5, and 8. Okay, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 4, and 6. I can't use a 6 here, and I also can't use a 6 here, so this is a 6. 1, 4, or 1, 4 seems fine. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh. That seems fine. Okay. 2, 7, 8. Well, I definitely have an 8, so would 2, 7 be an option? 27. This would be 27. This would be 27 minus 8 is 19. This would be 13. Can I get 13 here? I don't want to do 1 and 2. 2, 5, and 7. That's too big. Ooh, I don't know if I can get 13 here. I don't think that works. What about 28, meaning I have to use a 7? If this is 28, this has to be a 7, so this would be 21. This would be 15. This would be 7. 2 and 5. That works. So that's an option. Getting 28 and needing a 7 here. 78 is not an option. I can't individually do 2 or 7 or 8. What if I use 2, 7, and 8 in here? That's also an option, omitting all of them. Taking out 2, 7, and 8. Okay, so I still have options, unfortunately. Either way, I have to use a 7 in here, right? Either I'm getting 28 and I'm using a 7, or I'm omitting all of 2, 7, and 8. So this will be a 9 and this will be a 7 for sure. This can't be a 7 either, so it's a 1. This becomes a 4 and this becomes a 7, meaning this is a 2 and this is, whoops, a 2 and this is a 7. This is not a 2 or a 5, so it's a 1 because this is going to end up being a 5. This becomes a 4, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 2, this becomes a 5. This becomes a 2, this becomes a 9. 2, 10, 16, 23, 28, using a 7 in here for sure. Ooh, you solved the puzzle. The solution is correct. Like this puzzle. I'm really glad at the beginning that I shaded all of these, because it makes it look pretty, and I think it definitely helped with like seeing all the individual cages too. Ooh, This was a fun grind. This was a lot of math involved. I think, I spent a lot of time at the beginning. I think I left the first 3 rows too quickly. And then I went down and started looking at this to find other things to do, but when I came back, I think I solved most of this just from the information in rows 1, 2, and 3. I don't think when I came back I used anything that I got from down here, so I think I should have stuck up here longer. I think I could have done more with that. I'll have to go back in the video and check. Very nice puzzle. I enjoyed the math in all of this one, and having to, like, keep going back to check what I had before because I was finding new information. That was really neat. Nice puzzle, Matt. Let me know how you all did in the comments.